Bruno,
Hey?
maybe we ought to let her in. She's a decent lass, not like to steal nothing.
Alright. But alone, which will draw too much attention. I'd rather not get shite from the captain on his account.
I kind of understand that.
I'll go in, then help you sneak in around the back.
What you just saying here?
Don't know, but I'll figure something out. Usually aren't nearly as many guards on the riverside.
Agreed.
All right, let me in.
Maybe Geralt should just invoke go into her dim and just do some sliding around on the floor until we're inside. Well, it worked for him. The time is 10:08 PM. We are here outside the Oxenfurt Academy, having hatched a plan to get inside. Shani has got herself inside with her usual charm and tricks and whatnot. Geralt, however, has to take a slightly different route, and it is that which we shall begin to take right now. Which we'll begin taking it, of course, by, well, first leaving the Oxenfurt Academy. Such a tragedy. Now. I'm taking it there's no stair access. I was just about to jump off and dive into the water all funny like. Thought better of it with the guard though. Not the first time I've used these stairs recently either. Under the shadow of the bridge, probably unnecessary, but doing it anyway. Is that what I think it is? Huh. Just out of curiosity. Right then. Along here. It's not just where we're headed, but drowners too. Let's oil up, whilst we can. Whoa! Let's Right. Okay. Seems every fight with me is a true Geralt book fight. The guard is up, taking hits all over the place. Wonderful. Very true to the page. Right.
Geralt! Psst! Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Grab the line!
Presumably been waiting there while the line's been there a while.
Where'd you get the rope?
Long story. But we've done well. Professor Shakesock's house is at the end of this street. Witch hunters guard the door. Doubt I'll be able to sweet-talk them.
Been a huge help already, Shani. Thanks.
It was nothing. Really. You'd have done the same for me. If you wish to see me again before I go, I'll be at home. Packing will take some time yet.
All right. Be seeing you.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea that you take your leave, to be fair. Hopefully it means you can play some Gwent. Now, No time to oil. That's because...
Baby, baby.
How many do I count here? 3, 4, 5, and an arbalist. You're the priority.
Intruder! Get it!
Oh. A Horlicker? Interesting. Geralt's been called worse by better people.
Let's do this quicker. Baby.
The arbalist gonna bring the bow back out. Right, dealt with. Whew.
Let's do this quicker. Baby, baby. I want him alive. Alive.
What? Lost your nerve?
Oof.
Dead man.
There we go, nicked again. I have to remember, of course, there's a couple of fighting styles here to learn. There's a two-hander there. Oof! That was almost it. At least the Quen's not coming back out.
Shut up and fight.
Well, there ain't learning, there's fighting. Right. Not sure if that's something Geralt would endorse.
Locked tight. Need another way in. You leave a window open, maybe?
Well, seems to be some rooftop access. I'm going to have to be really careful here, though. I'm out of all my potions, and I'm doing some climbing. This is already a lethal height. So we're going to be walking it. I really do like this armor. Really, really do. You're not telling me I have to. Oh no. It is there, isn't it? Yeah. Can I just jump to the other balcony? Think so. I think this is just for the loot. Okay. Tell you what. Let's just try delicately drop in. Of which we have been able to. Although drop in is now being completely negated by an ard. Someone's home at least. Not going to bother looting either, more investigating.
Silver Laman. Don't know the sigil. Hasn't been used in ages, looks like.
I mean, this is a, well, what should we say? This is an investigation scene, although it's been completely ruffled already by the art, I suppose.
Shattered mirror. No sign of impact. Probably not an accident. Shattered by a sound, maybe. Someone look in it and scream.
Interesting.
Julian Alboco's lesser key. Tomes about demons, dusty as they come.
The essence of evil is to cause suffering. There exist many varieties of suffering, from common corporeal pain through the rare feat torment of the sight to deep wounds dealt to the soul. Whence then does evil arise? Does it appear on its own, or does it simply spread when conditions are right? And finally, the most important question: how can evil be defeated? Most believe evil has always existed, for none remember a time when it did not. Yet, is that sufficient proof? I dare to doubt it, for I am a scholar, and the essence of scholarship is to question all hypotheses until they have been rigorously proven. The appearance of evil is closely tied to the existence of good, its opposite and antithesis. Good without evil is dimensionless and therefore imperceptible. Evil, then, is an integral part of our lives. Evil wears many faces and appears in many different forms. One of them wears a skin of flesh. This evil incarnated as man travels the world, sowing death and suffering. Such evil is devious and difficult to discern. We usually only note its presence when it is already too late. In my scholarly wanderings through the myths and legends of a great many cultures, I've come across descriptions of a certain individual which all display a striking similarity. I do not mean in terms of this individual's outer appearance or name, but of his modus operandi. And this evil works through trickery, tempting at first with the offer of something seemingly good. The price one must pay for this object of temptation, however, is enormous and non-refundable. And the promised good often contains horrifying hooks and treacherous traps. Beware, then, of any who promise the impossible, for such can only be delivered through the machinations of evil. Interesting. Great comment there by the scholar. Some things have been here before us and will be here after us, and what is our place to question them? Can good exist without evil? Are they like a dichotomy, running side by side but not aligned? Who's to say?
Franco? Is that you? Leave the bedpan in the usual spot. And take the platter. I shan't be eating today.
Professor Shakeslock?
Who the blazes? How'd you get in? Get out. I know nothing. Don't wish to know anything. Understand? No, no, no. Out!
Not gonna hurt you.
That demon sent you. I'm sure of it.
Demon. What demon?
What demon?
Feigned ignorance. Please. You know. Gaunter O'Dim. Evil incarnate.
He didn't send me, but he is why I'm here. I'm a witcher.
A mutant. Yeah. Could be.
House arrest leads one to make all kinds of assumptions.
Why are there guards outside your door? You a prisoner?
Protective custody. That's the phrase. Protective. When I cannot decide my own fate, cannot breathe without their permission.
What do they want from you?
You may not be aware, but I'm one of the foremost experts on the occult. Living experts, that is. My mentor was the outstanding Professor Lionel Van...
And you're cooperating with the witch hunters now?
Cooperating? As if I had a choice. They're ignorant, but not enough to ignore what I know about magic, witches, sorceresses, what have you. Knowledge they use for barbaric ends, but that's beyond my control.
Right. Well, thanks for at least opening a dialogue with me. I actually came to talk with you, actually.
Came here because I need information. Think you might be the only man who has it.
A witcher. Then it follows I needn't fear. I'm hardly a post-conjunction creature.
What did Olgierd von Everec want from you?
I curse the day I first set eyes upon the man. He appeared at my doorstep one day, offering a sack of gold were I only to find out who Gaunter O'Dim is and how to get rid of him. I agreed, Such matters are my speciality. And I needed the coin. I pored over countless tomes, delved into obscure incidents and analysed folk legends. I went so far as to travel to Nilfgaard, the library there, where at last I hit upon the mysterious entity's trail. There are records of encounters dating back thousands of years in many cultures under many names, but always as evil incarnate. In this land we call him Gaunter O'Dim, at times Master Mirror or the Man of Glass. In deciphering the ancient scrawlings I went blind, yet I learned a great deal. For example, that he plays with his victims and thrives on the pact above all else. Seemingly harmless contracts which drive their parties to madness.
You said, I forget the phrase which you used. You, let's to put it lightly, disliked the day which you first set eyes upon Olgierd. Disliked is not the word, you used something else, which is a lot more meaningful than that. But yes, so you could actually see him then. You lost your sight in pursuit of this. Interesting. You lost your sight in pursuit of trying to find out more. Using your senses to find out more, to discover more, to seek more. You lost the ability to see. Interesting. Also interesting that you point out that you may have found various different accounts from literally thousands of years ago. Thousands of years ago up until now. As in something that has been here, will always be here, and, well, will be here very much into the future. What has been, what is, and what will always be. What else do you know about him?
Know anything else about the man?
Gaunter O'Dim is no man. He is evil. Evil which assumes various forms. Forget about him, or die.
You're alive.
Alive? Yet I live in constant fear, born of what I've learned about him.
Yeah, you're alive. I'm alive. We're mortal. Is he? Can't kill evil, can you? Magic circle on the floor. What's all that about?
What's with the surroundings? These runes, what do they mean?
They protect me. Here, evil cannot touch me.
How do you know?
He told me himself. Paid me a visit once. Fascinating meeting that was. I was blind already, but saw him clearly. He smiled at me. Said he was honoured I'd taken such an interest in him. He wished to thank me, and explained he'd taken a similar interest in me. He drew the circle and said I'd be safe within it. His way of repaying me, you see.
Ever tried to leave it?
If you'd heard how he said it, you'd be as certain as I am what leaving would bring.
You love walking your prison as well. Protective custody from the outside, a whole other kind of custody on the inside. So, assuming Olgierd made one of these pacts within them, we've seen the tale through some memories, some scenes from a marriage. Read some things as well. We're just starting to put it into chronological order.
Olgierd signed one of these pacts with him?
Brilliant deduction. But have you guessed why? You must know that he came from a wealthy, influential line. He must have, if the family of his betrothed accepted him. Yet did you know his fortune soured? He himself became an outcast, impoverished. Iris's family, a powerful house, could not accept this, would not marry their daughter to a nobody.
He had all the debt, didn't he?
Olgierd wished to elope. The further away, the better. Yet Iris refused to cut her family ties.
Quite the predicament.
Indeed. Their luck turned yet darker when a wandering witch mentioned a solution. A man who would grant any wish. His name, Master Mirror. The rest follows naturally. Olgierd and O'Dim A meeting at a crossroads. A wish. A pact signed in blood. And a price to be paid. Olgierd was to sacrifice one he loved. Old Dim delights in difficult choices. He knew Olgierd loved two in this world. His betrothed and his brother, Vladimir. Olgierd chose, and soon thereafter married his beloved Iris, his fortune restored.
Right. Funny that you mentioned the conditions of a deal struck, the crossroads, the blood pacts, that kind of thing. Do you think back to the start of all this? I had Geralt go to the estates which Von Eberick and the Redanian Free Company had started burning up, instead of actually going to the crossroads at midnight like Odin requested. Completely forewent that. It's interesting to see that Geralt is not all caught up in this. He's not snagged in, doesn't have a personal investment, not trying to free himself. There is of course the mark on the side of his head, the brand, trying to get rid of that, and the kind of, fulfilling of the free wishes and whatnot, but it's not as if he's entangled in making a wish of his own right now. So Vladimir, did Olgierd kill him?
So did Olgierd kill his own brother?
No. Deduce, Witcher. Odin acts directly or indirectly. Olgierd merely signed the blood letter. The next day, his brother was dead.
Right. And you know all this from Olgierd, do you?
Olgierd tell you all that?
He had to. How else was I to diagnose his case?
Make it sound like an illness.
It is worse. Many illnesses are treatable, but play with evil, and medicine can be much harder to find.
Oh, we keep mentioning evil, we're mentioning concepts, abstract things. It's just manifesting physically, yeah, sure. We don't play by our own rules either. It freezes time. It is... Odin mentions the dimensions, length, width, time. I think there might have been another one. Depth, was it? I can't remember. But it's mentioned these dimensions. You talk about things within the world, good and evil and whatnot. Abstract things. We're fast approaching a precipice here. I can feel it. But it's all about thinking back to how we got into this in the first place. This is about finding Ciri. This was about coming down from Novigrad, having come back from Skellige, going to get Uma. That weird thing, which was after all that deduction in Velen, in Novigrad, in Skellige, all that time, the only lead to come from it was Uma. Yet we've ended up here now, clutching at straws. Is there some way we can gain from this? Considering we now have no other ties to it other than having to run into this and having to fulfill an obligation which was forced upon us. By, ironically, a Witcher contract to kill a toad, which we've fallen into a situation we dug ourselves out of, but can we gain from it? For the... well, Geralt and Yennefer want. And ultimately, Emir wants too.
Why was Olgierd out to get rid of Odin? He'd gotten what he wanted.
Had he? His heart had turned cold as ice. His feelings for his wife, for whom he'd sacrificed his brother, had withered. He'd lost all he'd loved. Had he wanted any of this? No. Odin grants what you wish, not what you want. All who sign a pact learn the difference and die by it.
All? No way to get rid of him?
Kill him, you mean? Kill evil? No.
Spot on.
Yet the annals tell of a man who dissolved his pact by defeating Odin at his own game.
Meaning?
Odin wields contracts, word traps, duels of wits. Challenge him to such a duel, he'll agree, and can be beaten. But remember, there is only ever one stake. The sole thing he truly desires. Human souls.
I'm presuming the only way to get rid of this mark is to actually fulfill the obligation with Odin. Or either that or you'd know absolutely nothing about it.
Odin left a mark on my face. Any way to get it off?
A mark? No mention in the tomes. Strange. Unless it will disappear once your pact is fulfilled.
If I challenge him, end the pact that way, will it go away?
That I do not know. The one man who succeeded bore no mark.
Right then. Thanks for your help. Prisoner within a prison within a prison. Within another prison entirely.
Thanks. Helped me a lot.
Good. Very good. Oh, to feel useful after so many years locked up, living in fear. Why, it's pleasance itself.
He's gone outside the circle. Kind of inevitable. Odin's here right now. He's in the room. At least doing the dignity of reading his journal. Professor Shakeslock's journal. My notes and observations. Professor Shakeslock. The circle Odin created terrifies me. I cannot see it, but I know it is here. I know no name for the sense with which I perceive it. When I near its bounds, strange shivers shoot down my spine. This is not a pain, but something that stands my hair on edge like a hedgehog's quivers. A month has passed. Still I stay within the runic circle. Nightmares prey on me more and more. I've come to fear sleep. I know not how long I can withstand this. I dreamt I had a daughter. This was strange, for I've never had children, yet one came to me in my sleep. She was no older than 10. She called me Daddy and loved me deeply. I could see it in her eyes. The strangest part of all was that I was also burned for her with a great paternal love. Could one possibly dream of someone who does not exist? Could one love such a one? I no longer fear sleep. Perhaps Odin has decided to give me peace. I have no desire to change his mind. My dreams of Amelie give me great joy. My daughter is a good and clever girl. Oh, she exists. I believe she will grow into a wonderful woman. A shame she exists only in my dreams. Not only do I no longer fear sleep, but I now cannot wait for the moment in which it comes. What a fantastic transformation. If nothing changes, I shall soon try to lead the circle. I know now why I dreamt for weeks of the child I never had. It was his doing. This night my daughter died. She got a strange illness which pocked her body with hideous oozing sores. She cried, begging me to help. I could do nothing. She died in my arms. I awoke, soaked with sweat, and I remained a wreck, my mind tattered. 3 months have passed since Amelie's death. My heart still bleeds, and horrifying visions plague my every moment. I'm a blind man who wishes he saw nothing, for utter blindness would be a relief compared to these tormenting visions. I cannot persevere much longer. I have become a deeply unhappy old man. I have now lived within the magic circle for a year. Thoughts of suicide haunt my mind ever more often. It'll be so simple. I need but step outside the ruins. It came for him at a moment where he didn't feel his most despair, but rather having actually felt useful for a change. Well then. All there is to do now is meet Olgierd at the Temple of Lilvani. Is it worth dropping in on Shani first? Hang on. There'll be a fairly obvious way out of it. Won't be up there. Or it could be up there. I'll find it. Well, it was up there. Let's get to Shani. Here we go. Right. Shani?
Yes, Geralt.
That's a very warm welcome. Let's catch up. Aldona and Jonas. Lovely wedding, wasn't it? For more than one reason.
Gotta say, wedding was a great idea. Rarely have a chance to rest, get away from it all. Did me good to do just that.
I'm a medic. I tend to know what I'm doing when I prescribe something.
Hope Vladimir's antics weren't too annoying.
Peculiar man. Ghost, true. But I found him likable. Wager he was a real hoot when he was alive.
Said you needed to think things over. Have you?
Yes. I decided you're incredibly sweet, but...
But we're better off keeping things as they were.
Mm-hmm. You're always going places, and they're likely to ship me off soon. Besides, we tried once, and you know how that worked out.
You're right. But promise to share a bottle of wine with me from time to time.
Of course. I tell you what, I'll keep one handy.
And you're already been shipped off, so there's that. These last few years then, Shani, where have you been? What have you done since the old Catriona?
Finally some time to talk. Tell me where you've been, what you've done since you left Vizima.
After our paths diverged? Well, the peace was brief, but I used it well. Went back to Oxenfurt, completed my doctorate, then I believe I did time in every field hospital and medic's tent north of the Yaruga.
Never could stand to be idle.
I'm not a witcher. Not likely to live 150 years. My time's much shorter, so I try to use every bit wisely.
Always did know what you wanted.
True. Nothing's changed in that sense.
Indeed. Finally then. Care for a game of Gwent?
You know, been wanting to ask you something.
Ask me now.
Just curious. You ever play Gwent?
Oh, Geralt. Geralt. Of course I play. What else is there to do come evening when one's among soldiers? Come on, let's lay them out.
Close scrap towards the end there, absolutely.
You're good. So good, I'd say you spend more time chatting up folk for games than you do on serious matters.
Oh, that
Nah,
hit.
got lucky, that's all.
That hits hard.
Likely. But here. I dare say, a formidable card from an old friend. So you won't have to rely entirely on luck.
It's very kind of you. All good von Emmerich. How convenient. Quaint. No, there's a word. Not doing well with the words today.
See you later.
It's on point, but there's a word for it. And it isn't quaint, but it sounds like quaint. You know exactly what it is. So, well, there is one more thing left to do. Grab Roach.
I see, eh?
Head to this Temple Lilvani? Oh. I actually know where this is. Did they fight a forktail or some kind of draconid up on here one time? Contract on it? That makes sense. Right. Let's begin the long ride there, shall we?
It's hard to believe.
Mulling over
dabbled in witchcraft.
what
Such a
exactly
nice
is about to
woman.
happen.
Has she got a black cat?
What is evil? If it is not something that has been, that is, and always will be.
Come on, Roach.
What is not choosing at all? What is not taking a side? Evil can't be killed. Can it be banished? Is the Witcher best
Come on
equipped
now.
to fight a concept? In the same way it might fight like a basilisk? It's a bit to ponder. Is a Witcher obligated to get morally involved? Emotionally involved? Arguably not. But it's to do nothing to appear to do nothing to intervene. Does that appear to actually take sides with Odin? That one's up for debate. I tried to argue that if there's no other option that presents itself, that maybe it does. Even though I'd like it very much not to. I'm gonna walk this up, so I've got to think about this. Do you know what is unquestionably evil? The content of the character of Olgierd. Yeah, evil people have redeeming qualities. It's all about who the point of view character is at the end of the day. But even then, that's corrupted by having the heart of stone. Did he act that way towards Iris, which is unquestionably cruel because it's in Olgierd's personalities to do that? Or rather, he didn't have his own good and evil in check because he literally couldn't feel which was which. How to know you're making an evil decision if you don't recognise it? A wonderful story's been told here. A tragic one. One which, the more you prod at it and try to find out more about it, the more it's just walking contradictions and what if this, what if that. If I come out the wrong place, of course I bloody have. Can't blame me. Let's go down there, this'll be it. Let's just go back to the start. This was about heading down to the Bloody Baron's place and getting Uma, because that was the one lead that we had. The one lead, and even then that was just a complete push. What's to be done with that, with Uma? That is a complete... Uma was left on the shore at one of Ciri's last known locations. That's it. Out of the result of digging in Velen with the witches, Novigrad, with all that went on in Novigrad, and then Skellige, and then back to Velen. That's the only thing to have come of it. Otherwise, it's just stories of what happened and other non-such inconsequential things. Equally, as good as the story's been that's been told here, it's arguably one that Geralt would not be involved in the way that we are currently involved in it, in my opinion. There have been a lot of things along the way which have been a bit questionable. It hasn't been that third Sapkowski-esque option. either with the outcome or the opportunity to make the decision. But you know what? I think I've made mine. What does it mean to not choose at all? Does it mean being a little bit selfish? Can you maintain neutrality when you're going face to face with the very concept of evil? I'm posing questions and contradicting myself, but that's what thinking is all about here. There is no right answer. And that is why I absolutely love this world. Love it. Good versus evil, as day turns to night.
Strange choice of locale. Guessing there's a reason for it.
Let's be straight up. Not my choice.
Wasn't me who chose it.
I assumed so. But since we're here, I believe you have something for me.
I'll lay off the attitude.
Fulfilled the third wish.
How do I know this to be the rose? Very well might have picked this up at the Oxenfurt market an hour ago.
Oh,
Look closely
good.
at it. Got it from Iris. It was the last thing that bound her to this world.
What?
Again, just gonna tell the truth. There'll be a poetic kind of justice as you actually feel this soul gear deep down there somewhere.
I think she loved you. Meant this as a token of that love.
That's it. Spot on, Geralt.
After all that's passed,
Just as surprised as you.
Iris. What a mess we made of it all. If I'd only known then how it would end. What's happening? I feel as though a hot iron's pierced my chest.
Sorry to have kept you waiting.
Oh, for God's sake.
So glad to see everyone's made. How do you feel, Von Everett? A little less troubled? Lighter in the heart?
Or dim. What do you want?
What do you mean, what? Your soul.
You forget. The pact states you can take it only once you've fulfilled 3 wishes, and...
And we stand together on the moon. Well, what do you know?
What? No. We had a pact. The moon is there. There! Not here.
I gave you what you wished for. Here, on the moon, our contract you fulfilled.
Boss. You cheated me.
I never cheat.
I've made a decision.
It is done. Your soul belongs to me. At last, it's over. We must meet again one day. Business with you is pure pleasure.
Gonna remove the brand?
Ah, right away. Done. Now, tell me what reward you've chosen.
There's a reason why, to begin with, I've chosen to do things in this order and go this way. Normally, to delve into Augier's life after the whole story of finding Ciri, one would have 5 options here. To be as swift as the wind, to never go hungry again, a bottle of vodka that's always full, make me rich, don't want anything from you. And now there's this. The leads found on the quest for Ciri so far are light. There's one lead to pursue that will be pursued right after this meeting. Yet the opportunity of asking for more from something which is a concept is almost godlike walking down from the moon. That's... There's arguments to this that have gone either side with this, really. What does it mean to not get involved? What does it mean for Geralt to have an opinion of Olgierd and an opinion of Odin? Because he's even entitled to one. Would he even have one? If Dandelion was here, Geralt would be having one of those self-loathing monologue approaches where Dandelion would start taking the piss out of him. Because that's what he does. Well, I made my decision. Let's at least take the opportunity to ask, even if it doesn't yield the answer which is satisfactory.
Tell me where to find Ciri, my...
Adopted daughter. I know. Sadly, I can't be of service.
Why not?
There are certain things even I cannot meddle with. Ciri is hidden from my gaze. She's beyond my reach. But finding her's not what should concern you most. Because you will. I'm certain of it.
So what should?
A great danger lies in wait. If you wish, I can tell you how you might evade it. Unless you'd prefer to ask for something else.
This sounds like as safe as a wish or of a reward than as any. This isn't a contract at a crossroads, it isn't necessarily a wish either. It's a reward for a contract done. Any of the material things could be interpreted as a wish, so let's follow this through. It's either this or not accepting anything at all.
You know who Ciri is, so you know how much she means to me. Of course I want to keep her from any danger.
Then there's a few things you must remember. There will come a time when she will come to you defeated, resigned. Find a way to make her laugh. There will come a time when one will betray her. Let her vent her rage. There will come a time when she will grieve for a friend. Grieve with her. There will come a time when fear will engulf her. Instill courage in her, but do not act in her stead. And never, ever let her feel as if you've sold her out.
What now? Off to find another poor fool?
Haven't decided yet. But I do know if I ever have trouble collecting a debt, I shall turn to a witcher.
Let's go grab Uma.